Welcome back to another episode of Learn to Play Yu-Gi-Oh! Today we are talking about the last specific type of effect, quick effects. To review, we have talked about ignition effects, which are effects that say things like during your main phase, and then you get to do the effect, but there is a window in between, let's say like the summon of the monster and the ignition effect that you were trying to use. We also have things like trigger effects that happen immediately. So on summon, if this thing happens, you get to do this thing, or if 2 cards are sent to the graveyard at the same time, you get to do these things. The card is then triggered. The last effect is quick effects. This is, I think, one of the easier effects to know about because the card will literally say quick effect on it, especially always if it's a monster. So let's get into it. First example is K9 Lupus. You're going to notice on the card, it literally says quick effect. So during your main phase, if your opponent has activated a monster effect in their hand or graveyard, this turn, quick effect. So this is an interesting one because it still does have an activation requirement. So while it is a quick effect, you can't use it just whenever. You have to meet the requirement of your opponent has activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard. So let's say your opponent Ash Blossomed one of your previous searches. Lupus is now live in hand. And quick effect, you can either start a chain. So you can immediately, Lupus to quick effect, special summon. Or you can do it in activation. And quick effects can be played on either player's turn unless the card says it can't. So for example, if I activate a March Hare in hand, which is going to allow me to attempt to special summon itself, right? You can chain Lupus because it is a quick effect. I have met the condition. I've activated the Hare in hand. You can now chain Lupus in order to special summon it, even though it is my turn. Another example of a monster quick effect is Strelitzia. Notice it says quick effect during the main phase. Quick effect, you can special summon 1 level 6 or lower elf note monster. So again, you can special summon on my turn because it is a quick effect, but it is limited to the main phase. That is the thing about a lot of monster quick effects is while they can allegedly occur whenever, most of them are limited to a time frame or to a condition being met. So for example, like Lupus has the condition that has to be met. Strelitzia has to happen during the main phase. Magnuma is another great example of this is a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. So Magnuma turns into a quick effect the minute my opponent controls a monster. Great thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that the card will tell you when it is limited. So while in general, quick effects can occur on either player's turn at any point, they can start a chain, they can continue onto a chain. Most of the cards will tell you what the limitations are. If it can only happen during a certain phase, if there has to be an activation requirement, it'll let you know, and it will literally say on the card, quick effect. Some hand traps are also quick effects. So Ash Blossom says when a card or effect is activated that includes any of these effects, quick effect. So this is again why on the opponent's turn you can Ash Blossom. It is a quick effect. You can chain to them activating one of the effects. Another type of quick effect are quick play spells. So even though these cards don't say quick effect on them, by virtue of them being a quick play spell, they function the same as quick effects. The big difference is that you can activate a quick play spell on your turn from your hand, but if you are trying to activate a quick play spell on your opponent's turn, it has to be set, meaning that you place it face down on your turn and then you can flip it over, activate it. So this is different from, again, like Ash Blossom, I can activate from my hand on your turn as a quick effect. Forbidden Droplets, I can activate from my hand on my turn, or I set it, and because it is a quick play spell, I can then activate it on your turn, but it has to be set. You will know that a spell is a quick play spell when it has the little like lightning bolt next to where it says spell card. If it has that little lightning bolt, that means that it functions as a quick effect. It's a quick play spell. You can activate it at any point on your turn from your hand, or you can set it and activate it on your opponent's turn. So another great example that's being used a lot right now is MST, which is a quick effect to target one spell trap on the field and destroy that target. This brings up a really great example of timing and kind of looking at all the stuff we've been talking about in relation to different types of effects and the timing of the effects. We will get to the chain. I promise this is kind of just a little preview of that. So Radiant Typhoon Mandate is a really interesting card because of the fact that it is a trigger effect with timing involved. So it says once per chain when. This is why if you watched the whole trigger effect video, I was like, I don't really want to talk about when. It's because it's a sticky word. Once per chain when MST is activated. You can target one face-up card your opponent controls. So that when means that it has to be in direct response to the MST. So let's say you set MST. You are activating it on my turn. So you flip over MST and you target one of my spell traps or one of your own spell traps on the field to destroy it. If I do not have a response, Like there's nothing that's going to go as chain 2 onto the MST. Then Radiant Typhoon Mandate has triggered because Mystical Space Typhoon has been activated. You can now target one face-up card your opponent controls. Let's say I have something that goes in between. So same situation, you set MST, it's my turn. You activate MST, and there is now room for me to respond. I can chain Cryptor, which is also a quick effect, and I can target one of my Banished Malice cards in order to banish one card on the field. I don't even have to target the MST for this, right? Like I can banish one of your monsters. But because the chain is now MST chain 1, Cryptor chain 2, you actually can no longer mandate because of that when. If that said if MST, that would change things. But because it says when, you have missed the timing of mandate. So this is why the wording in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so important, and the timing of when things can be done. So yeah, that's quick effects. On the card, it'll literally say quick effect, or if it is a quick play spell, it will have the little lightning bolt on it, and that's how you know. Quick effects can be activated in order to start a chain. They can continue onto a chain, and they are one of 3 effects that you have in Yu-Gi-Oh! So we have trigger effects, which normally are denoted with if, when can be there too, but we don't like talking about that one. If something happens, you get to do something. You have ignition effects that normally just say like during your main phase, during the battle phase, during the end phase, during the standby phase, and they are up to you to ignite them. You have to choose to activate that effect. There's not a window for it. You can activate it whenever. And then quick effects are the things that we do in response. That if someone, let's say, is trying to search, you can in response quick effect from hand Ash Blossom. You also have quick play spells, which you can set on your turn and then play on the opponent's turn. And yeah, those are the effects. So we are moving right along in learning how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Alphonse is big EP, so I am not going to bother him. He does not wish to be on camera day, so I'll insert some little pictures of him so that way you can still get your Alphonse fix. But yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Let me know what you want to see on the series. I also started Discord. If you want to join, I'll have a link in the description. And yeah,